Burrito. It was born out of necessity, not creativity. Northern Mexico, early 1900s, a street vendor named Juan Mendez needed both hands free while working. He wrapped seasoned meat inside a flour tortilla and kept moving. That flour tortilla was itself an outsider. Wheat belonged to Spanish colonizers, not indigenous Mexican kitchens. California took that idea, wrapped it in foil, made it enormous, and turned it into an industry. Chipotle alone moves over 300 million burritos annually. One chain, one item, that figure. The burrito never needed a rebrand. It needed an American zip code, and once it had one, it never looked back. Shawarma. The name comes from the Turkish word severim, to turn. Meat layered onto a vertical spit, rotating slowly against heat for hours, shaved in thin ribbons as it cooks. The Ottoman Empire developed this technique in the 19th century. It crossed into the Arab world, North Africa, and Europe not through franchise deals or marketing budgets, but through migration and memory. Then in 2012, a post-credits scene in The Avengers showed Tony Stark eating shawarma. Sales spiked across Western markets within the same week. A billion-dollar film franchise did more for shawarma in 5 days than 100 years of diaspora restaurants had managed in 5 decades. Nobody planned that. Nobody could have gyros. Greece took the same rotating spit and built an entirely different identity around it. Pork or chicken, seasoned differently, served in thick pita with tzatziki, tomato, onion, and French fries inside the wrap, not beside it. Inside. Greeks consider this self-evident. The rest of the world considers it either brilliant or deeply wrong. Greek immigrants carried gyros into Germany and the Netherlands in the 1960s, where it embedded itself so completely into local food culture that younger generations assumed it had always been there. The gyros didn't just travel, it naturalized. Döner Kebab, same spit logic, completely different outcome. Kadir Nurman, a Turkish immigrant, sold the first Berlin-style döner in 1972 at Zoologischer Garten Station. Meat, flatbread, salad, white sauce, designed for workers eating on foot. He never trademarked it. The city copied it, adapted it, and eventually owned it. Germany now sells roughly 400 million döners per year. McDonald's, operating in the same country with its full global infrastructure, does not match that number. A single immigrant street stall idea beats the most systematized fast food operation on earth, on its own turf, every single year. Frankie, Mumbai, 1969. Amarjit Singh Tib was solving a specific urban problem: how to feed office workers who had no time to sit down. He cooked a fresh roti, cracked an egg onto it, added spiced filling, rolled it tight, wrapped the bottom in paper so hands stayed clean. Fast, cheap, portable, structural. Tib's Frankie became a chain. Then street vendors everywhere copied the format without asking. The name became generic across Maharashtra, not a brand anymore, just a category. In food, losing your trademark to common usage is not failure. It is the highest form of market penetration there is. Lavash. Before the burrito, before the döner, before any of the modern wraps on this list, there was Lavash. South Caucasus at least 3,000 years ago. Thin, unleavened, baked against the scorching walls of a clay tanneer oven. Nomadic populations dried it for weeks of travel and rehydrated it on the road. UNESCO recognized it as intangible cultural heritage in 2016. Today, upscale restaurants charge a premium for lavash wraps, the same contents as a flour tortilla version, priced higher because the bread feels ancient and artisanal. The flatbread is 3,000 years old, the pricing strategy is about 15. Antiquity became the upsell and nobody even had to invent a story. Gua Bao. Taiwan built this in the night markets of the 20th century, and the Western food world had no reference point for it until very recently. Slow-braised pork belly, sharp pickled mustard greens, crushed peanuts, fresh cilantro, folded inside a steamed lotus leaf bun that is soft in a way baked bread simply cannot replicate. In 2009, David Chang put a version of it on the menu at Momofuku in New York. Within 2 years, every serious restaurant in the city wanted a bao program. Chang did not invent it. He introduced it to an audience that had never encountered it, and that audience rewrote what fine dining thought counted as elevated food. The Gua Bao did not rise to meet fine dining standards. Fine dining lowered its definitions to make room.